Welcome to the Lessons Learned for Vets podcast page. My name is Norris, and I created this show for you. I want this show to serve as a source of advice and guidance as you navigate the military transition path. I want you to know that you're not alone with what you're going through, and I want you to know that there is only one right way to transition out of the military, and that is the way that you choose to do it. We're just here to help smooth the path ahead of you and advise you about any bumps in the road that you might come across. So if you enjoy this video, please give us a like, subscribe to our page, and I encourage you to go to your favorite podcast provider and listen to the full episode of this show. You can also visit our website at www.ll4forvets.com. I promise you will get some great information. Well, welcome back to the episode with Kelsey Wolf-Wallace and Nathan Wallace. We are here for the bonus question. And if you haven't listened to the full episode of the podcast with these guys yet, you got to go check it out because they talk a lot about the unique challenges that junior enlisted service members face in their transition out of the military. So welcome to our YouTube channel, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So let's start with you, Kelsey. So you help military service members transition out of the military. That is part of what you do. You started as a transition counselor and now you are a program manager, but tell us like your best piece of advice about the transition process that you give just about every service member that you work with.
I would say the most important thing that you can do is utilize your network. LinkedIn is a big aspect of that. And I feel like a lot of people say it. Yeah, use your network, get on LinkedIn. You hear it all the time. But why? Because it can connect you to people who are actively hiring. It grows your reach. Personally, that's honestly how I got my foot in the door with Hire Heroes USA. I had a mutual connection with someone who worked here. I messaged her on LinkedIn. I asked her if we could schedule a call so I could learn about the organization. She was kind enough to do that. And we had like a 30-minute call and I ended up applying and she connected me to the hiring manager and I worked here since 2019. So I'm a prime example of how utilizing your network and utilizing LinkedIn can really be an impact on your job search. So it's super key. Can't stress it enough.
So if we, just as kind of an aside to that, people always say like, use LinkedIn. Like, what are some of the most important things someone should do first when they're setting up their LinkedIn profile and then when they're using it as a tool?
Number one, you need to have a profile photo. I think that's, and it needs to not be
in
you
uniform.
in your uniform.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, that's great. It's great for Facebook or Instagram or something like that, but a professional photo, it doesn't even have to be done by a professional. It could be on your iPhone portrait mode, have your spouse take it, dress professionally, have a blank background, nothing distracting. So to really maximize your LinkedIn account, you really need to show your personality on your LinkedIn profile. So that means making sure that if there's something you're passionate about, follow that company or that mission, whatever, make sure that you're selling your brand on your LinkedIn profile. So whoever's looking at it has an understanding of who you are, what you want to do, what your skill sets are. You're really building a brand whenever you're developing your profile. So make sure everything is customized to what you actually want to do. I also will say sometimes clients that I work with will tell me that they're switching gears, but their LinkedIn profile still has the old stuff on it. So, make sure you're changing everything to be aligning with what your current pursuits are, because it's confusing to people who are looking at your profile and they can't figure out what you're going for. So that's a good profile tip. But as far as utilizing it, start engaging with different content with people that are doing the work that you want to do or at the companies that you want to work at, like things, comment things, and engage in a quality way, not just some kind of generic way. Have impact, because you never know who you'll meet. You never know who they know, who's hiring. It's just an opportunity to really grow your network as overall as a person. So
it is a tool that will only work if you use it. And I really like your advice about like fleshing out that profile and filling it out and putting your personality into it. So that's really good advice. All right, Nathan. So you use the knowledge of your First she was your girlfriend, now she's your wife, right? But you've used her knowledge over this time. So what is the best advice that Kelsey gave you?
The best advice that she gave me was advocate for yourself, really. I mean, you develop a lot of skills in the military. You develop leadership skills and communication skills and presenting skills and skills that you don't really know that you develop during your time of service. And utilizing those and applying it to your job search. You may have a career path in mind, but also understand that your skills can be used in a different career path. Say, like, if you have something that you are dedicated to and something that you want to do, but it's not kind of working out, it's okay to find something else that's not in your path of what you have in mind. Those skills can transition and be utilized in different ways. So it's just advocating for yourself and utilizing what's out there and what's available to you. And it's kind of bold for me to say, but as a military member, also understand that just because you have prior military service doesn't guarantee you a job outside in the civilian world. Having that mindset is not good, and you will be let down, most likely. So understanding that the civilian workforce is completely different than the military life will benefit you a lot more. And do your research. Do your research on the company. Make sure that the skills that you have are what the company is looking for, and do your research on what resources are available to you. Whether it's the VA or companies like Hire Heroes USA, they're out there for a reason, and utilizing them is your biggest thing.
Thank you guys for joining me today on the show.
Thank you, Lori.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching the video today. Have you subscribed to our channel yet? Did you leave us a comment? Have you listened to the full episode of the podcast on your favorite podcast provider? We sure would appreciate it if you would do all of these things to support us today.